Steven, we made it. The long nightmare is over.
I would say that we are we blessed or are we cursed?
We'll find out together on this last video. Uh, we're recording this in early October. A month and a half ago, five investigator decks came out, and then half a month ago, the Innsmouth Deluxe box came out, leaving us with the self-imposed obligation to do 16 videos over the course of a few weeks. And we are talking tonight about the neutral and basic weakness cards from the Innsmouth box, wrapping it up. How do you feel?
I feel good, I'm actually excited to, play some Arkham instead of just talking about it.
Right? Yeah. The last 16 times we've spent time together was just talking. I am realizing that we're enough behind in publishing these videos that maybe, like, I'm celebrating. I've got several weeks until the Mythos pack comes out. We have a little break from recording these. By the time this video goes up, the first Mythos pack might be out or almost out. So
The packs are easy peasy though compared to the
that's true.
investigator decks and big
Yeah.
boxes.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It's the it's the 25 new cards in the investigator decks that was so brutal.
Yeah.
All right, well then let's not waste any more time. I think there's just the one neutral card in the Innsmouth box. What is it?
It is Tempt Fate, a zero cost event with a wild icon. It's Fortune Blessed and Cursed. I think this is the first Blessed and Cursed
I think
card.
so. Yeah.
It also has art of a yin yang, so kind of makes sense.
Actually, pretty cool art where like half of the path is black and rocky and half of it is a serene, like light river. I dig it. Anyway, does the card have text?
Yes. It's fast. It's play during any player window. Add 3 curse tokens to the chaos bag. Then add 3 blessed tokens to the chaos bag and draw 1 card.
I love it. I'm in. I've said during some previous curse cards that I like to be a little trolly and that I will gladly put some curses in the bag for the team to endure in exchange for a benefit for me. This one doesn't even necessarily have a benefit for me. But yeah, no, I think I'm gonna have fun with this. Do you see any actual benefit besides just trolling?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, in a vacuum, it's just obviously bad. Like, you'd much rather not have more predictability than less. But we've seen a lot of cards that benefit from blesses. We've seen a few cards that benefit from curses. So, if you're playing in multiplayer and you've got a bunch of effects that benefit from having curses and blessings, then maybe this makes sense.
Yeah, that's true. We've seen the mystic spell whose name escapes me that turns all the curses into blessings for the turn. We've seen the token of faith in Survivor that rewards you for drawing curses. So this on top of the blessings, which are inherently good, can you can get some value out of those curses. And they can help Seekers, I think, identify their tome with curses in the bag. We don't know what that does yet, so who knows if we'll want to. But if you want to write a pointless line of text in your campaign log, this can help.
Yeah, I guess maybe a solo survivor that is just spends the first half of the scenario just failing a lot and converting their curses into blessings, might want this as well. But probably mostly a multiplayer combo card. Or a troll card.
Yeah, I could see this being like, well, I bought Versatile because I wanted a specific card. And now what 4 things I want to throw in my deck that like don't really mess with my strategy? Like, this is about as neutral and it's fast, so it doesn't even need an action of your time. This is about as neutral an effect as you could possibly put in your deck.
Yeah, I mean, if weaknesses did not exist and there wasn't a 1 horror penalty for reshuffling, a fast card that draws a card is generally actually considered good because it's cycling you to your good cards faster.
Good point. Card game logic does say, yeah, this thins your deck, right? Like, this is inherently good. A little less so with weaknesses in your deck, but the principle still applies somewhat. Um,
But
yeah, you could even, and I've been playing Big Hand Seeker lately, but with Dream Enhancing Serum, you can wait until there's two of these in your hand, draw an extra card, and then cycle them both and probably pair up some other cards and get more card draws. All of a sudden, your deck is in your hand. What are weaknesses? Just draw it all. Yes, I can see some uses, but I really think mostly this is a troll card, and that is how I plan to use it. But speaking of weaknesses, there are
3.
5 weakness cards in this box. It looks like 2 double copies and a single copy. First, we've got the 2 copies of Accursed Follower, which is a basic weakness enemy that's a humanoid, occultist, and cursed. It spawns at the location furthest from you and is aloof. And at the end of the enemy phase, add a curse token to the chaos bag. It's 2/2/2, and it's aloof, but if it did manage to attack you, it would do 1 and 1. I think this is a pretty cool weakness, actually.
Yeah, it's like a little bit less urgent than an aloof enemy that has like a doom. But still, if this spawns early on, you probably want to deal with it.
Yeah, it's a good basic weakness because curses harm kind of all types of investigators fairly equally.
Mm-hmm.
But that said, there's the potential for certain cards like mystics and survivors to actually benefit from these curses. To where maybe if this is in your deck against your will, you might be more likely to put Token of Faith into your deck.
Mm-hmm.
Although it's a level 0 card, so you'd have to swap it in or buy versatile. I'm not going to overthink it. Yes, Token of Faith and Accursed Follower is a bomb combo.
Yep. The next card is Dread Curse. It's a curse. And Revelation, add 5 curses to the chaos bag.
It's cool art. It's an eclipse. And or it's future New York, I think usually looks like this orangey, decrepit city.
Mm-hmm. Though it's very old-timey, like even more than 1920s New York, I feel like.
This quotes Kafka in the flavor text. We all have wings, but they have not been of any avail to us, and if we could tear them off, we would do so. That's dark. Okay. I think this is great. I think that MJ and the design team correctly identified that curses are great for basic weaknesses, and so they gave us several. I like it.
Yeah, it's a very quick one. Just kind of does its thing, and then, but may screw you over for turns to come.
Yeah, it's something that we're just gonna have to get a feel for by playing more with curses. With curses specifically, I guess blessings are not super relevant for evaluating this. It seems like a card that doesn't do anything to destroy like your plans for that turn or anything, so it seems like a pretty tame weakness from that. But yeah, just not having hands-on experience with curses yet. Maybe instead of ruining your plans now, it ruins your plans 5 other times.
Yeah.
Could be a problem.
Totally.
And then we have Day of Reckoning, which was wait. Oh. My eye was drawn to the bold text at the bottom. This is card design inspired by the events of Arkham Knights 2018. So this is not a card council design. This was at that Arkham Knights we were playing Guardians of the Abyss, and across Gen Con and Arkham Knights, people were reporting their results, and supposedly a card was going to show up as a weakness in a future set depending on the results. Mm-hmm. This, I guess, is that? Does that sound right? I think that's what this is.
Or is it that there was a big party on the Saturday night of Arkham Knights, and then the hangover on Sunday was the Day of Reckoning?
You know, this does. I was at Arkham Knights 2018, and this is a spot-on description of the of the way things played out. So that could be it too. So this has the fun end times trait, and it says Revelation. Attach Day of Reckoning to the current agenda. Then search through the Chaos Bag for an Elder Sign token and seal it on Day of Reckoning.
Ooh.
Oh, is right.
This is
Huh.
really varied because it could be like one turn, could be, I mean, I
Hmm.
think it could be up to like 15 turns or something.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, there are scenarios with only the one agenda, right? Wait, are there? There are scenarios with one act. Are there
I
any scenarios
know
with one
Forgotten
agenda?
Age number two has a pretty high doom threshold. There's only
Yeah,
like
because it does the putting Doom on locations thing, so it has
yeah,
the
and it only has like two agendas.
yeah.
Um,
But you're right, it's super swingy. I mean, it's swingy in two ways. It's swingy in how long it lasts, and then manipulating the chaos bag is inherently swingy, right? Like,
mm,
and you'll never know whether sealing the Elder Sign on here prevented you from drawing it 3 times, or you never would have drawn it anyway,
yeah,
right? All in all, this seems like not the worst to me, as long as you're not playing with like a Jacqueline or someone who's trying to manipulate the chaos bag to find the Elder Sign.
that's true. Yeah, I mean, it makes any Olive McBride or Jacqueline type deck a lot worse.
Yeah.
um, so kind of a bummer that potentially, if you're playing Jacqueline in 4 player, that like there's like 4 different chances people have to draw this as their weakness. Um, but
Yeah.
overall,
Overall,
not
I
bad.
like it. Well, I was gonna say I'm going to be forever curious what the other two. So as I recall, with this Guardians of the Abyss event, there were 3 potential weaknesses that the event would decide which one would go into the a future set,
Mhm.
but they never like previewed them or showed them to us. So for all we know, the other two are like already out. Like they've just already been published anyway.
Yeah.
So maybe I don't need to sit here wondering what this could have been. But anyway, it's a fun hook for an event where your performance decides what basic weakness will go into the pool.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's it. A few quick weaknesses and Tempt Fate. I'm glad we waited to talk blessings and curses, kind of debrief until we saw these because they almost all had to do with them. So now, what is the definitive, not having played with them at all? What is your definitive take on blessings and curses?
I like that there's a lot of combos. It definitely seems like there will be a lot of opportunities to build your combination of investigators around manipulating this blessed and cursed bag or
Mm-hmm.
cursed tokens beyond what we ever saw with token sealing. I thought token sealing was cool, but ultimately it was hard to really build like your group strategy around it. Like only
Yeah,
one
yeah,
class really.
you just couldn't do enough of it to really meaningfully change the way the bag was working for you.
This it really does seem like you could have like a 4 player strategy that is heavily around curses and blessings, where it's like,
Sure.
all right, like this guy's going to put a bunch of curses in, and this lady's going to convert those curses into blessings, and then like this person's going to seal all the blessings, and then next turn they'll turn to curses, and this person will seal all the curses. Like it really seems like that could be a big part of your strategy. Whether that's better than just ignoring all that, I don't know.
Right. Yeah, that is the question. Although I mean, as this game is getting longer in the tooth, like that's what you want from the expansion of the card pool, right? Is
Yeah.
you want new fun ways to approach the kind of familiar challenges. I mean, yes, we're still getting new scenarios all the time that bring new challenges, but ultimately they are similar. Like we've seen what the game has to offer, and kind of we know what decks do and don't work, and this just creates a big new batch of potential decks that do or don't work. So I think like mission accomplished so far, and this is I think the deluxe box is about 1/3 of the player cards in a cycle of cards. So I'm really eager to see what else we get to.
Yeah, how did your opinion of cursing and blessings change having experienced them like in a neutral setting where no cards reference them? Um, are you more excited now?
Yeah, yeah, we touched in our Guardian video about how at I'll plug twitch.tv/optimal play, where we've been streaming Arkham and other games on Twitch. For a while, we've let people use their channel points that they get for viewing to curse or bless our chaos bag, putting these tokens in. So I had some experience with them. Um, I don't think that my opinion on the tokens themselves has changed from reading these player cards. Like I still think blessings are probably pretty inconsequential, and sometimes they'll save you, but most of the time they'll give you +2 to a test you were already up by 1 on and get removed from the bag. Curses, I worry, are worse, and I have failed tests because of those curses before, but similar to blessings, like most of the time they didn't matter. I feel like seeing so many cards like help with addressing the curses in the chaos bag makes me fear that I have too small a sample size and they are worse than I think they are. But yeah, I'm looking forward to these cards putting a whole new slant on them because they reward you for having enough of the right kind in the bag or something in combo in those ways. And I think that we need to change what the viewers can do to interact with our game on Twitch, because I think that letting them bless our chaos bag when we're playing cards that reward us for being blessed, like, I think that might break the game too much. So I think we're brainstorming on some other things. Yeah, it's funny though that it goes to show how you and I approach games, or at least cooperative games, differently. That you were excited about these because of all the new combos and the new potentially powerful things you can do. And I'm like so excited about this because of the chaos that this mechanic brings to the game. The ability to take power now in the form of resources or cards or whatever, and then like, to hell with the consequences. They're future Brandon's problem, or they're my ally's problem. Like, I think that is just super fun and is totally in the spirit of how I enjoy approaching cooperative games. So I'm really stoked to play with these for that reason.
Yeah, it definitely adds more unpredictability, more opportunities to get mad at each other.
Yep.
So that's always fun.
Yeah, and I and I think you and I get mad at each other a lot in a good-natured way when we play Arkham. Like, those are the people that I like to play games with, are the ones that I can have fun getting mad at. So I think these are the perfect cards for that.
Yeah. I hope to see even more on that line, maybe more cards that really put your interest over the group. Like,
yeah.
This card goes in your victory display. Add 5 curse tokens. Things like
Actually,
that.
Yeah. Do you think we'll see I think that maybe Delve Too Deep. I wonder if the designers consider that a mistake, just because it throws off the balance of XP and everything so much.
Well, they did sort them out fairly recently.
That and Charon's Obel, but those give it to one player instead of all players.
I guess it could be your character gets +1 XP, add 5 curse tokens, something like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I was going to say, so I could totally see a Delve Too Deep variant that is add this to the victory display, it has victory 1, and add, I don't know, however many curses they find balanced. Add 10 curses to the bag, whatever it is actually a card I could see existing, and I'm curious if it was ever a play-tested card or anything, because it makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Could still be coming.
Cool. Well, I have not even looked at the other 2/3 of the Innsmouth Deluxe box, which is the campaign. I'm excited to try it out. I am definitely a person who is becoming more patient in waiting for more of the campaign to come out, so I don't have to wait a month between games. But I like what I see here, so I'm pretty eager to see what else is in store.
Yeah, it's I've played, I think, the Mansions and/or Arkham 3rd Innsmouth scenario, so I'm familiar with the setting, and it should be pretty cool.
Have you played the Arkham 3rd? So that was the newest expansion.
Maybe just Mansions. I think just Mansions.
Yeah, Mansions has an Innsmouth scenario in the core box. That's pretty memorable. It's a good one. I have picked up the Arkham 3rd edition. I think it's called Under Dark Waves. The new expansion, it has Innsmouth scenarios, but I haven't played it yet. It's interesting though how much Mansions of Madness got the name of it escapes me, but Mansions of Madness got a jungle-themed expansion around the same time that the Forgotten Age came out, and then Arkham 3rd Edition gets the Innsmouth expansion around the same time as this. It's some interesting synergy there. Maybe it lets them hire some artists to make new art that they can immediately use for multiple products. I don't know.
Yeah, they don't make new art that often, at least for investigators. So.
Yeah, for sure. I think for the most part, though, the Arkham Horror, the card game, feels like mostly new art to me now.
That's true. The
I
cards
don't
are generally new.
I don't know for a fact that it's actually any more, if the balance is any more tilted towards new art than it used to be, but back in the core set and Dunwich days, I used to be like, oh yeah, I remember this from Eldritch Horror, I remember this from Mansions of Madness, and I almost never have that happen anymore.
Sounds about right.
Anyway, at this point, I don't know why we are just filling air when we could be getting out of here and doing anything but recording 16 videos about player cards. Steven, for the final time, any final thoughts?
If you lost from a curse token, it wasn't my fault. It was probably someone else's curse token.
Probably mine. Well, if you stuck with us through this, and especially if you've been watching us through our 16 videos lately and many before that, we really appreciate it. Thank you for watching. And if you haven't subscribed, haven't liked the video yet, we'd love it if you do those things. And yeah, we'll be back with more gameplay of Arkham and other games and talking through the cards in future packs as they come out. Steven, thank you so much for joining me and for tolerating me through these many hours. And yeah, I guess all that's left to say is be optimal. All right, we did it.
Yay.